Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer and honestly, absolutely shatter the illusion that you need a huge acre of land, some heavy tractor, and a massive water bill to grow a thriving orchard. I mean, for so long, we've basically been told that fruit trees demand these vast, sprawling yards. But the reality we're unpacking today, it completely rewrites the rules. We're looking at a curated list of 17 fruit trees that don't just, survive in pots. They literally explode with produce. And all you actually need is a sunny window, a patio, or heck, just a balcony rail.
And hey, this isn't just some nice theory, it's proven practice. I mean, just picture this. Pulling 11 pounds of sweet, dark figs off a single tree that's literally just leaning up against a fence. No yard required whatsoever. That perfectly captures the magic of container gardening. It proves that a sunny spot, some decent soil, and a simple fabric grow bag are all you really need to pull in a massive harvest. You definitely don't need a yard. You just need the right setup.
So how does this actually work without completely overwhelming your tiny space? Well, the crucial secret here is utilizing what are called genetic dwarf trees. Now, I know when most people hear dwarf, they instantly picture those tiny, novelty, bite-sized fruits. But scratch that, it's a huge misconception. A genetic dwarf is honestly like a little miracle for containers. The tree itself stays naturally small, usually topping out at maybe 4 to 6 feet. But the fruit it produces, it's full-sized and full-flavored. There is absolutely nothing miniature about the peaches or nectarines you'll be biting into. They pack a massive punch, just on a much smaller frame.
All right, let's look at our first group, the small space stone fruits, to see how we actually build this zero-yard orchard. We've got the dwarf apricot, plum, nectarine, and the classic bonanza peach, all happily thriving in 10 to 12-gallon bags. What's really fascinating here is the strategy. Take the apricot. A late frost can totally wipe out early February blossoms, right? So the pro tip is incredibly simple. Just drag the bag against a warm house wall when it gets cold. Easy! For the plum and nectarine, you actually have to do a little counterintuitive pruning. You literally pull off half your blossoms or marble-sized fruit early on. I know it feels so wrong, but it rewards you with heavy, branch-bending loads of full-sized fruit instead of 100 tiny sad ones. And the peach? Just keep its water really steady during the summer heat so the fruit doesn't split.
Now, this next group brilliantly illustrates that even classic orchard staples like apples and cherries, which you'd think absolutely demand a traditional farm, can actually thrive in a simple grow bag. Take the Garden Delicious dwarf apple. It's a columnar variety, so instead of sprawling way out, it grows straight up like a green pole, barely 2 feet wide. It's literally perfect for a tight patio corner. Then there's the compact Stella cherry. It stops growing at just 6 feet and is entirely self-pollinating, meaning you only need one tree for a harvest. The only catch here, the local birds will definitely figure out you have cherries before you do, so just toss some light netting over the tree as the fruit starts to color up, and you'll outsmart them for sure.
Okay, now if you are sitting there thinking, well, this all sounds amazing, but I have a total black thumb. I've literally killed a houseplant just by looking at it, then listen up. This next group is exactly where you should be focusing. We are talking about the drought-tough survivors, trees that practically thrive on neglect.
These are the absolute warriors of the container orchard. The dwarf pomegranate, specifically the Nana variety, lives happily in just a 7-gallon bag, gets covered in these gorgeous orange-red flowers, and handles a baking hot patio with 0 complaints. But the real standout here? The black mission fig in a 15-gallon bag. Remember that 11-pound harvest on the fence line I mentioned a minute ago? Yeah, that was a black mission fig. It's incredibly forgiving because it fruits on new wood, so even if a harsh winter snaps it back or you accidentally prune it way too hard, the new spring growth will just bounce back and carry your summer crop anyway. We also have the loquat and the Fuyu persimmon on this list, which are awesome because they give you off-season harvests. You get crisp, fresh fruit right in late winter or early spring when the rest of your garden is completely asleep.
Now, if you're going for year-round aesthetics, you really can't beat these evergreens and oddballs. The olive tree, for instance, might test your patience a bit. It can take 3 full seasons in a 15-gallon bag before giving you a solid harvest. But those silvery leaves, they look incredible on a patio for literally decades. Then there's the little Cadeau dwarf avocado, which is a huge surprise for most people. It naturally stays compact at 8 to 10 feet, gives you great balcony shade, and yes, fresh avocados. But honestly, the wildest oddball is the pineapple guava, or feijoa. It produces this bright tropical fall fruit that you can't even buy in stores because it bruises too easily to ship. But the craziest part? Its spring flowers are entirely edible. You can literally pluck the candy sweet petals right off the plant and snack on them while you're watering your patio. How cool is that?
Moving right along, we arrive at what we like to call the gateway trees, classic container citrus. Beginners almost always reach for citrus first when starting a container garden, and this next group proves exactly why they're so wildly popular.
When you look at container citrus, the options are just fantastic. The Nagami kumquat in a 10-gallon bag is wonderfully cold hardy, and get this, you eat the whole fruit in a single bite. The skin is sweet, the inside is tart, it's just a literal burst of sunshine. If you're more into limes for cooking, bears or key limes thrive in a 12-gallon bag. They do need warmth though, so tucking them under your house eaves during a frost is a must. And of course, we have to talk about the famous Meyer lemon. It blooms multiple times a year, completely filling your space with fragrant flowers and sweet lemons. It's such an easy first pick, but there is a catch. As much as everyone loves the Meyer lemon, it can actually take well over a year to produce real fruit in a container. And that little fact leads us right to the ultimate champion of this explainer.
4 to 5. That is the exact number of months. I'm talking from planting a bare root to literally dropping ripe, sweet fruit right into your hand. Just 4 to 5 months.
Beating out the prolific fig, completely blowing past the classic Meyer lemon, the undisputed champion is the dwarf ever-bearing mulberry. Planted in the spring in a simple 10-gallon fabric grow bag, it produced sweet dark berries that exact same summer. It didn't take 2 years. It didn't even take 1 full year. Nothing else grown in a container fruited faster than this.
But you know what makes this tree the real heavyweight champ? It's how it produces. It's self-fertile, so you only need one. And instead of dumping all its fruit on you in one frantic, overwhelming weekend, it ripens berries continuously over weeks. But the real secret here is the endless mulberry hack. Midway through the season, if you just give it a very light tip prune, literally just nipping off the ends of the new shoots, you trigger an amazing response. Because the mulberry fruit's on new wood, that simple trim forces the tree to push out a massive, entirely second flush of berries weeks later. It basically guarantees you a continuous, totally manageable balcony harvest.
Okay, hold on. There is a bit of a catch. None of these 17 phenomenal trees will survive, let alone give you fruit, without the right foundation. It genuinely doesn't matter if you buy the best dwarf mulberry on earth. Your success comes entirely down to mastering your container and your soil methodology.
We really have to contrast two totally different growing mindsets here. On one side, you have the old acreage myth, this outdated idea that you need massive plots of land, heavy clay soils, crazy high water bills, and years of waiting to see a single piece of fruit. We are tossing that entirely out the window in favor of the 30-day protocol. This approach relies on cheap 7 to 15-gallon fabric grow bags. Why fabric? Because it gives your soil incredibly tight drainage control. And, most crucially, it allows the roots to actually breathe and air prune themselves, rather than circling and suffocating in a hard plastic pot. This one simple shift in your setup is the exact secret behind that 11-pound fig harvest we talked about earlier. And look, if you're wondering if this is just some short-term internet gimmick, it absolutely isn't. This is all about playing the long game. Take a gardener named Gloria in San Francisco. Her balcony system has been thriving for 20 years. Think about that. 2 decades of fresh fruit from a balcony. The secret is those fabric grow bags preventing the roots from suffocating. As long as you provide consistent sunlight and smart drainage, those are your 2 non-negotiables, these trees simply won't quit on you. So, if you've been burned by gardening failures before, let this be your reassurance. With the right setup, you're building a mini orchard that literally lasts for decades.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a bit of a challenge. Do not go out and try to buy an entire 17-tree orchard today. That totally defeats the purpose of starting small and smart. Just pick one. Maybe it's that incredibly fast dwarf mulberry, or the super forgiving black mission fig, or maybe just a fragrant Meyer lemon. Let that single tree in one fabric bag teach you the absolute magic of container growing. I'm really curious to know what you'll choose. Which single tree are you going to start your zero-yard orchard with this season?